What's up, everybody? Robin here again, and today we're going to talk about why you are not selling more real estate. This is going to be the skills and scripts of lead conversion. Stick around. So congratulations, you have a listing appointment. You head into that listing appointment, the goal being get the agreement signed. So what are the 3 hacks to getting that agreement signed every single time? Number 1, the pre-listing packet. So many agents skip this step and they are missing the opportunity to build rapport, show their value, and give their clients a reason to choose them over other agents. So let's talk about what's in that packet. First of all should be your bio. Make it short, 1 page, but get all the details. If you've had a career before real estate, mention it. If you're a mom, mention it. If you've overcome cancer, mention it. Now is the time to build rapport through that bio. Next is the brag sheet. This is your opportunity to show that seller your average days on market. It's your opportunity to show them that your list to sale price is higher than the average agent on the MLS. Then I include what's called our company. This is a 1-page document which is called my MVVBP, which is my mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective. This is an incredible opportunity on 1 piece of paper to show that client exactly who I am. What are my values? What can they expect from me? This 1 piece of paper, I believe, is such a game changer. And whether the client reads that pre-listing packet or not, that is 1 piece of paper that always comes with me to the listing consultation. I also include in there my unique value proposition. I have some pages called I Do What Other Agents Don't. And in there, I highlight every single sale that I have made that's been uniquely special. For example, I sold a house in Mount Pleasant back in, I think 2015 for $30,000 above appraised value. That was a really big deal, so I'm gonna highlight it. I had a house that went expired 5 times. The homeowner willed the house to his 9-year-old son because he was convinced it was an unsellable house, and we sold it in 60 days, $20,000 over list price. This is a way for you to be able to build value and confidence prior to showing up to the listing consultation. The last 2 pieces that are always in my pre-listing packet are testimonials. You can never have too many. 15, 16, 17 pages of testimonials is amazing. Not because they're going to read any of them potentially, but the quantity in itself is going to leave a statement. And the last piece is called my commitment. This outlines my communication plan, my guarantee, and it allows that client to say, okay, she has a plan. She has a commitment to me because I am the most important part in this transaction. My second hack is the client interview. Prior to showing up, either on phone or on Zoom, I ask the client, hopefully the decision maker, a series of questions. Most importantly, I want to know, what is their motivation? What is their timing? Where are they moving to? Right? Do they need a referral agent on the other side? What does the home look like? What are the upgrades? And I'm very specific. For example, it's not just I have upgraded countertops. It's what are the countertops? What material? What color? What is the paint color? What is the cabinet color? All of these details are what really help me price that home correctly. I also ask the seller what price they believe the home should sell for, and I don't give up until they give me a price range. And somewhat, most importantly, I make sure that there are no pitfalls in the transaction, meaning, is the home going into foreclosure, right? Is there a divorce? Is it in probate? Are there a number of people on the deed that are not part of this listing consultation? All of those things need to be known up front so that when I go to that appointment, I am 100% prepared. When, for example, I had a client in that client interview, I found out that they had a family member living with them that was in a hospital bed. That hospital bed was in the middle of the living room. One of their biggest challenges was how were they going to sell the home with this person in the hospital bed? I got that listing because I was the only agent that showed up with a plan for that homeowner to sell that home in 1 day. It was the least inconvenience, It was the best solution for them, and that was more important than the price. So getting the details up front and asking the right questions in that client interview is one of the biggest hacks I have for making sure you walk out with that agreement signed. And the last one is making the client the center of the transaction. So a lot of agents whip out a listing presentation that is either on a tablet or maybe on a flip chart on paper, and they start running through these details, right? And if you sit there and you watch the homeowner as like a secondary person, you notice they're starting to like glaze over. Why? Because they really don't care about you. They really don't care about the marketing plan. They just want to know that you have one, right? What they care about is what's going on in their life. So my listing consultations start with a yellow pad, and I take out that yellow pad and a pen, and I start asking questions. And I have a list of those questions. I've just been asking them for so long that I have them memorized. But a lot of those questions are extremely detailed about their current situation. For example, when are you moving? How are you packing? Who is packing? Do you have supplies? Do you need help? Where are you storing the items? When I stage the house, assumptive close, where are we going to put those items that are too bulky to be in the house? Do you need help with movers? When you go to your next house, are you going first and then we're selling the house? Or are you going to be in the house when we're trying to sell it? And if you're in the house, do you have a pet? Do you have children? Right? How can I, as your agent, help you through the sale process? Because we as agents, we have this checklist, right? We're gonna put the lockbox on, put the sign up, take the picture, stage the house. You know, we have this checklist, and in the middle of all of this chaos is this poor homeowner. I'm the one who's doing all the work. I'm the one who's cleaning, touching up, staging, getting rid of half my clothes in the closet, right? Organizing my kitchen, taking everything off the counters, trying to live without my coffee maker, which takes up half the counter, you know? And when we have a plan and we listen to that homeowner and we say, okay, yeah, I am hearing all of your issues, and I, as your agent, am not just here to sell your home. I'm here to help you through the home sale process. This has been the biggest game changer for my listing consultations, because sometimes I think I'm the only agent doing it. Instead of the flip chart, which, by the way, we get to some of those items, right? We get to the marketing plan, we get to the pricing, all that good stuff. But to start, it's about them. So when it comes to buyers, it's super easy to flood your CRM system with a ton of leads. All you have to do is throw enough money at Google AdWords and you're going to have leads flowing. The problem is those leads convert between 1% and 3%. That means you have to literally call 100 people to get maybe 3 of them who might be looking to buy in the future. Then after you get those 3 people that actually want to buy in the near future, now you have to stay in touch with them. So most agents are not selling as much real estate as they could because they are not A, contacting those leads as they come in, B, staying in touch with them through multiple streams of touch points, and C, they don't know who to call. Once you get thousands and thousands of leads in your CRM, it is so challenging to know who to call, right? You're hoping you left a note. You're hoping you left a reminder in the system that said, yes, I absolutely need to call this person back. But what if you had a foolproof system? What if you knew exactly when to call those people back? So this part of the video, I want to cover just a couple of strategies that are going to help you close more buyers. Number 1 is that first contact script. So when you get that person on the phone, then that was a lead that came in, right? Just know that they're probably being contacted by multiple real estate agents. So you need to get to the bottom of exactly what they're looking for, which is my first contact lead script. You also need to know their motivation, their timing, and whether they're working with another real estate agent. And most importantly, you need to ask them for their business. So many agents are just like, yeah, I'll keep in touch, or oh, I'll set you up on an MLS search. The problem is that you have not asked that buyer, look, if I stay in contact with you, if I am sending you homes, if I am your go-to agent, will you purchase your home with me? Most people will say yes. And once they say yes, most people will stick to it. So don't forget to ask for the business. Then it comes down to lead follow-up, right? So you need to contact those people in multiple ways. Yes, you need to have some kind of email or text drip campaign, but it does not need to be anything fancy. It does not need to be ChatGPT written, right? It just needs to say, hey, it's Robin. I was thinking about you today, wanted to check in and see, are you liking the homes that I'm sending? Is there anything about them you want to change? Are you coming to town soon? That's it. And if they don't answer their phone, leave a voicemail and follow up with a text. Are they going to call you back? Probably not, but they will call you when they're ready to buy. And the last piece of advice is have a cadence that you are following up with people. So after 7 years of working with buyers, I came up with what I consider a foolproof system to make sure that I never lose a lead. And what I mean is, it is so depressing when you call a buyer and you're like, hey, so excited. I know you're coming to town soon. And they go, yeah, I was here last week. I bought a house for 1.2 million. And you're thinking, with who? I have been sending you homes. I was your agent, right? And it was because you didn't call them soon enough and somebody else did. So I have A+, A, B, C, D, and F for frozen buyer follow-up campaigns. And all it is the timing when I call that lead again. So when you talk to the lead, remember we talked about timing, and they say, I'm going to buy a month, right? A month is going to be an A+ buyer, and you're going to follow up with them every single week. On the flip side, if you have someone that's buying in, say, 7 to 12 months, you're going to follow up with them every quarter. And this way, you are not A, bothering people, but B, you're not missing someone who is going to buy, and C, you know who to call every day, right? You're not calling too many people, you're calling the right people at the right time. This is going to make all the difference in your ability to close more buyers, sell more real estate, and in the end, keep up with the right people. So key takeaways. Number 1, preparation is key. Whether it is that client interview for the listing consultation, whether it is that first touch lead buyer script, it is super important to get those details so that you can really service that client at the highest level. Secondly, client-centered approach, right? You have got to make that client the center of the deal, whether it's the listing consultation where you're asking them great questions, whether it's the buyer consultation where you're making sure that you're getting all the details for their next home. That client-centered approach where people are seen, they are heard, and you are acting on what they are saying, that active listening makes all the difference in your ability to get them to trust you for their next sale or their next buy. And the last thing I'm going to point out is this is a skill, right? Lead conversion is a skill, and it is script oriented. There are objection handlers. There are ways, proven ways that agents have perfected over the years. So I would encourage all of you to find those scripts, contact me if you need them, and start practicing them. Get a script partner. Learning your scripts and objection handlers is going to make all the difference in you being able to convert those appointments into signed agreements. And look, time is our most valuable resource, right? So don't waste the listing consultation and walk out without a signed agreement when you could have prepared, learned the skill, and walked out with it signed. So until next time, this is Robin Phillips, and good luck out there.